trying to, because words. YouTube to live stream wasn't working on this phone. I don't know why. It just kept fucking up. And so I was like, okay, well, maybe if I switch to Restream, and then I could at least like stream on TikTok and YouTube. And I was like, cool beans, great. But oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. But I can't seem to get that shit to work either. And I don't understand why, because I mean, I have one bar, but I have LTE. The problem, I'm like 99.9% sure the problem is it's Boost Mobile. And this is why I don't have Boost Mobile on my main phone anymore. Like the phone I use every day. Because of the fact that their service sucks so bad. And then like once you hit the data cap, you're like gone. Like it's like you don't have data. So if you need to do anything other than like a phone call or texting, good luck. I don't know. Hold on. Let me see if do I even have the Boost app on here. If I have the Boost app, I'll see what I am at for data. Because I'd be surprised if like if I haven't hit the data cap, and then it's like being stupid. I Sorry, I heard a door shut. The thing is, like, I would use this phone to live stream, but I need this one for DoorDash. So, and as much as I love live streaming, DoorDash is kind of priority. Sorry. Oh, let me see. Oh, Boost Mobile right there. Couldn't find it on my screen because I have way too many apps. I don't know. I'm just really annoyed. Like, I don't understand why this shit's not working. And it's funny because, are you enjoying the Boost Mobile app? I mean, the app's fine, I guess, but the freaking service sucks. And my next payment is due on the 25th, which I don't think I'm going to be renewing. Like, honestly, depending on... I haven't even hit my data cap. Like, my premium data cap. I'm at... Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. Hi, Zaki. Zaki? Did I pronounce that right? If I didn't pronounce that right, I'm sorry. I didn't even have my data cap. I'm at 22.92 out of 30 gigabytes. So it should be working. But it's Boost Mobile. So Boost Mobile sucks. I don't know. I ended up switching from Boost Mobile to Mint Mobile, like on my primary phone. I switched from Boost Mobile to Mint Mobile, and then I switched from Mint Mobile to after the 3 months, like, because you pay, they had a deal going where like you pay for 3 months up front for like $45, and then you end up like you have it for like the 3 months, and after the 3 months I would have to renew for another 3 months, and I wasn't pleased with the service, like the data. And then on top of that, I ended up what is flashing? Oh, it's the light behind me. I'm doing okay. How are you? Um, Hi, Sheik. Oh, sorry, my ADD is kicking in. But yeah, so I ended up switching to Mint Mobile from Boost because I hate Boost. And so then after I switched to Mint Mobile, I used Mint Mobile for the 3 months or whatever. And then because I wasn't super happy about their data and everything and how they completely throttle you. Hi, Devin. I ended up switching to Visible because Visible is on like the Verizon network, and I know Verizon's really good. It's just they're really expensive and I don't want to pay Verizon prices. So, and so far, for the most part, I've had no complaints about Visible. I mean, like a few quirks here and there, but for the most part, I have no complaints. I do have, I think it's like called Visible Plus though, because I have so it's a little bit more expensive, but I think, well, with my plan, because I signed up during like a promotion, so it was like cheaper for like 2 years or something like that. I think the plan that I have normally is like $45 or $40 a month. I'm not really sure. Where am I from? I'm from Massachusetts. But I've also lived in Florida. So but I grew up in Massachusetts and I'm currently in Massachusetts. But sorry, brain fart. But yeah, so the reason why I signed up for I think it's called Visible Plus. The reason why I signed up for that one instead, because even just regular Visible, I think it's only like $10 more than Boost. And I think the Visible Plus is like $20 more or something like that. But with Visible Plus, I can add my Apple Watch to the plan for free instead of having to pay for another line from that. And then, are you in America? Yeah, I'm in America, the northeastern part of America. But yeah, so I could add my watch to it for like free. I didn't have to pay extra for that. And then also, the main thing for me was the fact that I can call internationally to a bunch of countries and I can text internationally to a bunch of countries. I have unlimited texting to other countries, but I think it's like 500 minutes of calling to other countries, except for I think Canada and Mexico. I think Canada and Mexico I have unlimited, but I'm not sure about that for the calling. I mean, there's usually only one person that I call in another country and they're not in Canada or Mexico. So and they also have international calling, but I believe they have unlimited. So usually, like, if like I've been calling them and we're getting closer to that 500 minutes, then they'll start calling me instead because, not wanting to go over my cap. Nice to meet you too. Where are you from? And the other thing that I really like about the Visible Plus is, if it's called Visible Plus, I don't even know, is the, what's that called? Oh, the data. The data is like, I don't think there's any throttling. And like, whereas with the regular Visible, I think it's after like 50 gigabytes of premium data, then it throttles you. I'm not really sure. Oh wow, Algeria. Nice. I hear my little son. But yeah, so I'm trying. Apparently this phone's also overheating. This phone kind of just sucks, which is part of this phone, which is why I am not 49, but still drinking my aunt's bed. Okay. Thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you, Zaki. Again, if I'm not pronouncing your name right, please tell me. I like to try to pronounce people's names right. Sometimes I'll read them wrong too, because if I don't have my glasses on, because on YouTube it's like this big. But yeah, so I'm trying to figure out how to fix it on this phone, so that way I can live stream while door dashing, because I need this specific phone that I'm using right now to do DoorDash. And I need to try to figure that out soon, because within the next hour and 20 minutes, the store that I need to go to make a return is going to be closing. So if I don't get there today, it's not that big of a deal, but I would like to get there just to get rid of the thing I need to return. What part of Alabama are you from? I want to go to Alabama. That's one of the few states on like the eastern part of the country that I have not been to yet. And it's crazy because I have friends that live there. I want to like one of these days take a road trip, because I want to hit like Louisiana, Alabama, and Mississippi, because I haven't been to any of those three. But I've driven through part of Texas before, and I've driven to and from Florida. So, because I went from Texas into like Oklahoma and then up towards the north, I missed those three states. unfortunately. So one of my goals is to make it to all 50 states, at least once in my life. And then it would be nice to make it to all the territories as well. But I don't know if that's going to happen because there's a lot of those. But in Birmingham, Alabama, nice. Do you like it there? I want to say my friend is from Selma, but I don't think he lives there anymore. I'm not sure where he lives now, but you'll visit America? You should. I mean, there's definitely some pretty nice places here, and it's a big country, so, and it's funny because, like, even as an American, I didn't realize, like, I guess you don't really realize how big it is until you start traveling. And when I drove out to Arizona in 2020, and like, I used to think that even just driving across Massachusetts was a long drive, and it's, I don't know, from where I grew up to like the other side of Massachusetts is like to like the New York border was probably maybe 3 hours depending on traffic. So it's really not that bad. But I thought, like, growing up, that was crazy. And then until I drove out to Arizona, and going through like Pennsylvania was a really long state to drive through. Going through what other states took forever? Kansas. I was surprised with how hilly Kansas was. I thought it was going to be like completely flat like you see in Wizard of Oz. Nope, it was very hilly, and I was surprised with that. Like, not disappointed, just surprised, because I was expecting it to be like completely flat. And then Colorado took a while, but part of the reason why Colorado took a while is because we didn't go like straight through, because we went into Colorado, and then I originally wanted to go see the Rocky Mountain National Park, but we ended up, a friend of ours in Kansas had said that, I mean, obviously the park is beautiful, but they were also like, go see Garden of the Gods, it's more on your way and you'll still see the mountains. So I was like, okay. So we went to Garden of the Gods, and it was absolutely beautiful. And then we went south to try to hit Great Sand Dunes National Park. But we got to, I want to say it was like Pueblo, maybe? I'm probably getting the name wrong. But we were like, when we got about there, we ended up figuring out that we were going to get to like the Great Sand Dunes National Park at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, well, I don't want to go wandering around a place that I don't know very well at 2 o'clock in the morning. And we didn't have time to like park and stay there, like stay somewhere overnight until the next morning to then go into the park. Because we were trying to meet a reservation that we had for a hotel in Arizona, which was like in another day or two. So we ended up, like, we went like south to, I want to say it was Pueblo, but I could be wrong. And then we ended up going like kind of across the state, but like northwest. And then we ended up in Gunnison, and we stopped at Black Canyon to the Gunnison National Park, which was pretty cool. I probably would have appreciated it more if it wasn't snowing. It was the first time since I had gotten this car that this car had been in snow. And I didn't know how well or not well it would do in snow, and it's okay, but it was probably about a foot of snow, and we're like trying to go up this mountain, and then we were trying to like get out of when we pulled into the parking lot, it wasn't bad, but after going into the visitor center, then walking down to the overlook and looking at stuff, and we ended up coming back to the car, and by then it was about a foot of snow. So I was like, oh crap. So we were trying to get out of the parking lot, and that was a little difficult. We ended up getting some help from some very nice people that were willing to help try to push the car so that way we could get over like the little hill. But after that, we didn't have any other issues, and since then I haven't really had any issues getting stuck in snow with this car. But I also live in a pretty populated area, so it's not like the roads don't get plowed. But it was actually it was really neat seeing like the canyon. And the funny part too is I didn't I was thinking like, oh, we're going to Arizona, like I don't need to pack shoes. So I literally only packed flip-flops. Like I wore flip-flops for the ride, and I didn't bring any other shoes. So like I didn't realize that Arizona got pretty chilly in the winter. I mean, it doesn't get as cold as Massachusetts obviously, but it's still not hot. So when we were pulling into Gunnison and there was snow and we were thinking about going to Black Canyon at the Gunnison, we pulled into the Walmart there and I went inside and bought some snow boots, which was a good idea because we ended up in like a foot of snow. And I bought some socks because I hadn't packed any socks because I didn't pack shoes. Do your research before you travel. But and then from there we went into Utah, and then south into Utah down to Arches, and we got to Moab, Utah, like I want to say like maybe 2 o'clock in the morning. And so we had the option of we could either push through and make it to the place we were staying in Arizona for the next day, or because I really, really, really wanted to see Arches National Park. Like that was one of the things that's like always been on my bucket list. I wanted to see Arches National Park. So much to the person I was with, somewhat annoyance, I changed our reservations and I moved our reservation for Arizona 1 day ahead, and then I ended up booking another hotel but in Moab, Utah. So we pulled into Moab, we got food. Yeah, so it wasn't, I don't know, maybe it wasn't like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, maybe it was like 9 or 10 p.m. I don't know, it was at night, definitely. And so we pulled in there and we got food, and we went to like a store and grabbed like toiletries and stuff, like small stuff, because all of our stuff was packed. And we didn't feel like unpacking the entire car just for 1 day of like 1 night in a hotel. So we stopped, we checked into the hotel, then we went and got food, and we got some stuff like toiletries, like small travel bottles. Then we went to the hotel. We both had a shower, which was great because we hadn't at that point showered in a couple of days, and just being stuck in the car like driving. And then we had a nice sleep that night because it was the first night that we weren't like driving, and because when I was driving he was sleeping, when he was sleeping I was like, when he was driving I was sleeping, so we were taking turns to try to get as far as possible, as quick as possible. And then so we both got to sleep. The next morning we woke up, we checked out of the hotel, we went and got something to eat, and then we went into Arches National Park, and we spent the entire day in the national park, which was great. Although 1 day is definitely not enough. I want to go back so bad, and I cannot wait until I get to go back. But yeah, so then after we spent the day there, then we started driving south again towards Arizona. And the other thing that I really wanted to see was Horseshoe Bend, which is near the border of Arizona and Utah. But by the time we got down by Horseshoe Bend, it was in the middle of the night, so obviously it wasn't open. And so then we kept going. We got to Arizona, checked into our hotel, then we visited with the family that we were visiting down there for, I want to say it was like 3 or 4 days. And then on our last day, because we needed to get an oil change because we had driven a lot of miles, and so we got an oil change that morning, and then right after we checked out of the hotel we got an oil change, and then we drove like, I want to say it was like the 5 hours back up to Horseshoe Bend, just because I wanted to see it. And I am very thankful for the patience of the person that I went with, because most people would be like, yeah, no, fuck that, we're not driving 5 hours north just to come back down south. So because the original plan was to stop at Arches, then stop at Horseshoe Bend, then spend time in Phoenix area, and then stop at, I want to say it was Saguaro National Park, and then go into New Mexico to go to White Sands National Park. But basically that day I got the option, either go to Saguaro, I want to say it was Saguaro, it's in like the southeastern part of Arizona, so either go there or head up to Horseshoe Bend, which I've always wanted to see Horseshoe Bend. So I was like, Horseshoe Bend. So they were willing and I was thrilled. So we drove north to Horseshoe Bend. After we saw Horseshoe Bend, then, which kind of sucked because by the time we got there it was like dusk, so it wasn't as nice as it would have been if we got there earlier in the day, but I'm still glad I got to see it with my own 2 eyes, and which again I want to go back so bad. And then we kind of went east into New Mexico, and then drove like southeast in New Mexico to go to White Sands National Park, which was so pretty. And then from there, like, it's so white it looks like snow. It's just like driving into the park, I'm looking around and like it looks like snow to me because I grew up looking at snow, and it's not, it's sand. It's just, I don't know, it's really cool. And then from there, then we went back east, and then we drove into Texas, and we drove like through like we went northeast in New Mexico into Texas. We crossed the part that sticks up in Texas, and then we went into Oklahoma, and then across Tennessee into Kentucky, because I have cousins that live in Kentucky, so we went there and stopped to visit. Also, we were trying to get to Mammoth Cave to visit Mammoth Cave. However, we got there just after the park closed for the day, and we weren't going to be spending the night near my cousins because we were just stopping in, saying hi, hanging out for a little bit, like a couple hours, and then we were going to continue north. And then we were supposed to go like up through West Virginia and then like just kind of cut across back towards Massachusetts, but I fell asleep, and the person I was with was driving, and he was just like, well, the GPS said go north, so he went north up in through like Ohio and everything, and then he followed like across into by what do you call it, Niagara Falls, and he had never seen Niagara Falls, so we stopped at Niagara Falls. He got to see Niagara Falls, and then from there we went across New York, and then across Massachusetts back home. Yeah, it was a long drive. I think we were gone for like about 2 weeks, or a little bit over 2 weeks. Sorry, I've been ignoring the chat because otherwise I will forget what I'm talking about halfway through. You love American people. That's good. Some people don't like us very much. You're from Hawaii. I want to go to Hawaii so bad. My dad almost bought a house in Hawaii when I was a baby, and I'm like very upset that he didn't. My mom wouldn't let him because she didn't want to move away from family. So apparently that's what he says. I don't know what her side of the story is, but according to him, she wouldn't let him buy the house. So he didn't, because she didn't want to move away from family. I don't know. I was there technically because I was alive, but I was baby, so I don't know. But and my cousin actually lived there for a while. Their daughter was born there, and then they ended up moving. I think they live in California now. I don't know. They were talking about moving to Florida at one point, but I think they still are in California, but I'm not sure, because I think that's where his wife is from, or her family's from, or maybe her family lives. I don't really know. You've been in New Jersey most of your life. You're ready to go somewhere. Yeah, traveling is nice. I want to travel more. Unfortunately, my bank account says otherwise. But as soon as I can, I plan to travel. But I mean, I've never really spent much time in New Jersey. I've driven through it many times. like going to and from Florida, and I've stopped there obviously like at rest areas and stuff, but I've never actually spent time in New Jersey, so I don't really know what it's like there other than the highway and New Jersey Turnpike and rest areas. But I think it'd be cool to see at some point. Oh shit, Burger King apparently locked their doors. Some dude's trying to get in. The sign on their door said that they close at 10 though. Like that the lobby closes at 10. That's interesting. Because I mean, I know that I think they're actually 24 hours now. Maybe. I want to say they're 24 hours now. They just redid the inside not that long ago, and I think they're 24 hours now. The drive-through, but the door actually says that they're open till 10 p.m. and it's 8:56 right now. So I hate it when places close early. Like, it's one thing like if you close early because you're short-staffed and it's only once in a while or whatever, but like as somebody who door dashes, it's really frustrating because, like, for example, if the door says that the lobby closes at X time and you know that because you go there frequently because you're going there to pick up orders, and so after a certain time you don't bother going to the door, you just go to the drive-through, but then you get to the drive-through and the store's like, no, you need to come inside, and it's like, but you're closed, aren't you? And it's just like, oh well, you can come in for orders. It's like, okay, but then like the next day it's a different manager or whatever, and the other manager locks the doors at that time, so you try to go in and then it's just like, so then like, you're getting out of your car walking up to the door for nothing, which isn't that big of a deal. It's just when your order is a really inexpensive order and you're getting like $2 to $5 for this order, and it takes you like X amount of time to park your car, get out, go in, try to go in, not go in, have to get back in your car, then go through the drive-through. It's like if they were at least consistent, it would be nice. Again, I know if you are the one, if you accepted the offer, it's your own fault. That's what a lot of people say, especially in like DoorDash groups. And you're right. Like you did. I'm not complaining about the pay of it. I'm complaining about the inconvenience of the store not being consistent. That's what I'm complaining about. Because depending on how busy it is, most of the time I will accept any offer, unless it's like I have to drive 15 miles and it's like a $3 offer. Like, no, that's not happening. But if it's like all really close, then I'll usually accept it because money's money. But yeah, you want warm temps. Yeah, I do too. That's the only thing, that's like the biggest thing I hate about Massachusetts. Well, like living here for the most part. Summer, I love summer here, but winter, I hate winter here. I hate the cold. I hate snow. I like snow to look at, but I don't like snow to actually deal with. Like I hate shoveling. I hate slipping on ice. I don't know, I don't like the cold, and I really miss living in Florida because I hate the cold. Also in Florida there's a lot more to do, especially like year round, whereas here it's, unless you like skiing, snowboarding, things like that, like there's not really that much to do here in the winter, in my opinion. I mean, if there are more things to do here in the winter, please let me know, because I'm up for suggestions. The one time I did go hiking in the winter, I was not thrilled with it. I like hiking, I just don't like hiking when there's snow and it's slippery. Because I'm a clumsy person, so slippery mountain hiking, not a good combination. But yeah, I definitely I've never tried skiing before or snowboarding, and I'd really like to try sometime. Yes, I'm in my 30s. I grew up in Massachusetts, and I never ever have been skiing or snowboarding. I only recently learned how to ice skate a couple years ago. Well, maybe like 5 to 10 years ago at this point, but I was sick of being made fun of by my friends and being like, you don't know how to ice skate? How do you not know how to ice skate? You're from somewhere cold. And being like, oh, I don't know, I didn't grow up ice skating. I grew up roller skating, so I know how to roller skate. Like, put me on roller skates, put me on 4 wheels and 8 wheels, and I'm fine. But put me on blades, and I can't rollerblade. But yeah, so I tried ice skating for the first time a couple years ago. Well, at this point, maybe about 10 years ago. And it was just like, huh, it's harder. It's slippery. It's very slippery. But I don't dislike it. I don't like how cold it is in the rink. And that was before I lost weight. So now that I've lost weight and I'm always cold, I probably really wouldn't like the coldness. I'd probably have to wear multiple layers. But I would like to go ice skating more often. I just don't know the hours of the rinks around here. Sorry. Oh, thank you, Livs. How are you? Oh, thank you, Zachy. I mean, if you don't care about anything I'm saying right now, I mean, you can always switch to a different live. It's the wonder of YouTube. If you don't like what you're looking at, you can just swipe to another one. I'm sorry if you don't like what you're listening to. There's lots of other options. See, I'm sorry, but I don't really understand why people do that. And they're like, I don't like, like negative on a comment, like negative comments on a video, like on a live stream. Like, if you don't like it, just keep going. That's what I do. Like, it costs nothing to be nice or to just not say anything. I mean, I guess it costs nothing to be a dick too, but you know, most people would just completely swiping. You hope to meet me one day? Maybe. You never know. I mean, especially if you come here, I mean, maybe. Alright, let me see if I can figure out this restream thing. Because I need to get moving, and I'd rather be able to live stream than to not live stream, but I need the phone that I'm currently live streaming on. Where's the fun of not being a dick? Okay, I get being a dick sometimes, because I am that person too. However, if I'm scrolling through live streams and I see a live stream I don't like, I just don't say anything and I keep scrolling until I find something that I find interesting. That's me personally, but I don't know, maybe it's because I am a creator too, and I'm just, if it's not somebody that I necessarily want to support, I also don't want to knock them down either. I don't know. I since I started my channel, I've been very, if you like my content, great. If you don't, that's fine too. I mean, I'm not for everybody. I understand. I mean, sometimes I don't even like me, so you know, it is what it is. But it's when people are like flat out tell me that they don't like what they're watching, whereas I don't understand why you would say that when you could just swipe to another thing. I don't know. Oh, yeah, I guess. I don't know. I guess my humor is different. I mean, I don't really care. Like, like I said, if somebody doesn't like my stream, that's fine. Watch something else. I mean, if you want to message me, my email is in my, if you go to my channel page and you go to, I want to say like links or something like that, you can see where my email is, if you need to get in touch with me. Sorry, it's not that I'm not paying attention, I'm just trying to figure this out right now. And this phone is being slow. It's so ridiculous. I mean, part of the problem probably is the fact that I have a bunch of windows open in the browser, but we're not going to talk about that. Yeah, I'm definitely not renewing my plan when this one. The only reason why I signed up for Boost with this phone is because I was like, well, it's $15 a month for the next like 3 months. So I was like, why not? This is why not. Just don't do it. This is why it's $15 a month, because it sucks. I don't know. I know other people have had better experiences with Boost. And actually, I had Boost for years, and I had a few complaints, but it wasn't bad. Now, however, terrible. No, it's Jessikah.Elise.official, I think, if I remember correctly. You have to like go into I don't know how to look at it right now. Sorry, hold on. If you go into find YouTube on this phone, it's somewhere. I have to delete all these apps off this phone because I don't use any of them, especially not on this phone. Hold on. So if you click on like view channel and then you go into where it says, well, mine will look different. Hold on. Let me switch accounts. Alright, so if you view the channel, you'll so you see how at the top of the channel right here, if you click on more, then it'll come up with all these links. The bottom link right here is the email. I don't know if it's visible on there, but there's also my TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, all the crap. I'm not super active on TikTok. I am sometimes, but I've been more active on YouTube. Instagram, I'm not super active on. I occasionally post, but Snapchat, depends on the day. Speaking of Snapchat, my streaks. Oh shit, I'm not logged in on Snapchat on this phone. No! So that's another thing. Once I get off the live stream on this, I need to fix my streaks. Because I'm gonna lose my streaks. I have like almost 300 days. It's like my longest one right now. It's almost 300. It's like 280 something days, I think. But then, yeah, so it's jessica.elise.official@gmail.com. Wow. I've had my YouTube channel for 14 years as of March 1st. That's crazy. Yeah, so hold on. How do I... Okay. I'm still trying to get this stupid webpage to load. Is it really? What's so much better about it? Is it like a lot better? Or is it just the same thing? I don't know. I thought about getting a Nintendo Switch, but if it's $550, I'm not. Nobody's talking to you, you're just mean? Why are you mean? What do you mean you're just mean? My goodness. I don't understand why this phone sucks. Hold on, maybe if I turn the hotspot on from this phone? Apparently. I'm wasting so much time sitting in this parking lot when I really need to be doing stuff. Personal hotspot. No, I don't want to turn it on. I want to Wi-Fi. The only problem is if I connect to the Wi-Fi on this phone with this phone, every time I get out of the car to DoorDash, like to pick up an order or to drop off an order, it's gonna disconnect. What do you mean everybody's being mean? Hi Adriana, how are you today? I try to be nice. I mean, I have my moments, to be honest, but not gonna lie, but I try my best to not be a mean person. Try. It's the best I can do. Depends on if somebody makes me mad. If somebody makes me mad, I do have a quick temper and I will say sometimes things that I don't mean. And then I usually feel bad after. And if I actually can contact that person or talk to that person or if they're important to me, I usually will apologize. Because I'm not a complete dick. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I very, very much appreciate that. It's weird. The past few days, like, my subscribers will go up like 1 or 2, like 2 or 3, and then they'll go back down 2 or 3. And they go back up 2 or 3, and then they go back down 2 or 3. It's kind of funny. Oh, I might actually, it might be working now. Might be. Because I'm connected to the Wi-Fi from this phone. That's insane. It's so annoying and I don't understand why it's like that. I could, like I said, I could see if I had hit my data cap, but I haven't hit the data cap yet. So I think depending on how the next few weeks work out, when this phone plan expires, I might put this one on Visible too. I wish Visible had like a family plan. That would be great because then I could just like put them both on the same plan together, but I don't know. I'm from Massachusetts. Where are you from? Do I have any kids? Unless you count my dog, no. Drag queen just joined the room. I like drag queens. Drag queens are usually pretty cool. At least all the ones I've met. I used to go to drag shows all the time with my sister, but since she's moved to Florida, I haven't been. I need to find out where the drag queens that I used to watch all the time are performing now and go support them again. This was also like prior to COVID, and then so since COVID I haven't really been going to drag shows. Newfoundland. Oh wow. I'd like to go up there sometime. I finally have my passport, so now I can actually leave the country. And Nintendo Switch 2 has 120 frames per second with... Oh wow, okay. Yeah, but still, I don't want to pay that much. If I was a gamer, I could see possibly spending that much for it. But like, when the PlayStation 5 came out, it was like the same price. Like the fact that Nintendo Switch that's like this big, or maybe this big, whatever, is the same price as this huge ass gaming console, I think is crazy. I mean, yeah, you can do a lot on it, and I would like one at some point, but again, the fact that I'm not a gamer, I don't see the point in spending that kind of money for how less I will use it, or how little I will use it, sorry, English. Thank you, Adriana. 8.5, wow, you're really young, especially to be up at this time. More Irish than Canadian. Me too, I'm more Irish than Canadian too. My family, part of my family immigrated from France to Canada and then down from Canada into the US. On my grandfather's side, on my dad's side, my dad's mom is like mostly Irish but some English, and then my mom she has Irish on both sides. So, yeah, I have a lot of Irish in me. Very proud of my Irish heritage. Growing up, I thought I was more French than I am, but I'm still a decent amount French. So yeah, my two highest, like, what do you call it? Not heritages, but I'm having a brain fart on the word, but like the two highest percentages that I am are French and Irish. And then there's like English. I'm like some English, some Scottish. And then depending on which DNA test you look at, depends on how they break it up. But I don't know. I've done Ancestry and 23andMe, and I feel like Ancestry is the more accurate compared to the genealogy research that I've done, because the Ancestry one actually follows it. The only thing for Ancestry is with the most recent update, it put that I'm like 2% Icelandic, but yet both my parents have done an Ancestry test, and neither of my parents show up with Icelandic. But yet they show up as my parents. So, I don't know. It's weird. You're in third grade, but tomorrow you're going to play softball. Well, I hope you have fun playing softball. 6'6" ginger, half Irish, half Viking. Damn. I wish I was 6. No, I don't wish I was 6'6". I already wish I was shorter than I am, and I'm far from 6'6". You're like over a foot taller than me. Actually, one of my really good friends, he's 6'7", and actually, I know two people who are 6'7". One of my good friends in Florida, and then also one of my best friend's little brothers. He's 6'7" too. I remember him when he was like waist high on me, and now I come up to his like armpit. It's not a good height. I imagine that you walk into a lot of doorways, and it's hard to like fit into places, like if you need to get into like small places. I definitely don't think I'd want to be that height. I used to wish I was shorter than I am, because I wanted to be a character performer at Disney, and in order to be certain characters, you need be friends with certain characters, you have to be certain heights. And a few of the characters I wanted to be friends with, if you worked for Disney, you will understand what friends with me means. I've been brainwashed. But a few characters that I wanted to be friends with, I am far too tall for, because their height range is like, I want to say 4'10" to like 5 foot or 5'1", and I'm, depending on who's measuring me, according to Disney, I'm 5'4". So that's generally what I go by, because I'm not about to argue with anybody. But I used to say I was 5'5" until Disney measured me at 5'4" at character auditions. The problem with 5'4" is it's an average height. And so if you want to be a character performer at Disney, being an average height is not to your benefit, because of the fact that there are a lot more people in your height range that are auditioning for the same character roles. So unless you're really good at dancing, or really good at dancing, you're probably not gonna get the role. At my last character audition, I was over 100 pounds heavier than I am now. So that's also part of it, because you have to fit the costume doesn't fit you. So if you, because of character integrity, so if you're, round, and the character, for example, Jessie from Toy Story is within my height range. She's about my height. However, she's very thin. So when I was obviously 100 pounds heavier than I am, I wouldn't be able to be friends with her because there's no way her and I would be able to fit the same clothes. So even though we're the same height, we wouldn't be able to wear the same clothes. So even if I was like the best dancer in the world, there was a few characters within my height range that I would never have been able to do anyway. However, some of the characters that I would have probably been able to do would be like, I'd be able to be friends with Smee or Doug from Up, or like, I'm trying to think of who else. Who else is that kid? Bo Peep, I think, is the same height, but she's again thin. Oh, Chippendale. I think it would be cool to be friends with Chippendale. But I really, really wanted to be friends with Mickey and Minnie. And the first time I went to character auditions, my dreams were shattered. So, unless I chop a few inches off, that'll never happen. However, 6'7", I want to say you're the right height to be friends with Chewbacca, which would be pretty cool. Be able to walk around the big Wookiee suit. You sent me a message on Facebook because your email is not working. That's really weird that it's not working. I know it was working a couple of days ago because somebody else from YouTube messaged me on my email. If you possibly check the spelling or copy and paste it, it might work. But I will try to check Facebook soon. I don't check Facebook super frequently, but I will try if I remember later. Are you gonna make any videos tomorrow? I do have a short that's scheduled to come out tomorrow. I might do a live tomorrow, I'm not sure. Probably. If I DoorDash, I'll probably do a live because I'm already out and about. So yeah, I might go live tomorrow. Probably evening or night. Possibly in the afternoon, because actually tomorrow I want to try to go donate plasma. I think. I don't know if I even actually make it there. And then also because I haven't done this return, I'd like to do that tomorrow. I also have an order that I need to pick up that I ordered in February from a store that's like further away from me than I realized it was. And so I have been procrastinating about, and the other problem with that store is they close at 6 o'clock every day. So, and I am a night person, so like usually I'll DoorDash till about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and then I'll go to bed, and then when I wake up, it's obviously afternoon. The other thing I have to most likely do tomorrow is try to file an academic appeal for my school, because however I'm really fucking pissed off with them and I don't really want to. Well, I do, but I don't know. I'm just really irritated with everything to do with my school right now, and I would like to find a different school that offers the same major. However, I'm struggling to find a school because, yeah. Yankees or Red Sox? Red Sox, obviously. Sorry. If you're a Yankees fan, I'm sorry. 100% Red Sox. I don't even like baseball, but 100% Red Sox. What are you doing right now? You look like you're in your car. Are you driving anywhere? I am not driving anywhere at the moment. I am trying to get the Restream website right now to work on this phone in order to switch my live. Well, I'll have to end this live stream and then start a new live stream because I don't think I can switch it. But I'm going to switch to live streaming on this phone so that way I can use the phone that I'm live streaming on now in order to DoorDash. And that's what I'm planning on doing. I am scheduled to... I think I actually missed my time, technically. Did I? Hold on, let me check. I had to check the DoorDash app. I am scheduled to be in Newport for 10 o'clock. However, I need to go get gas first. So I'm gonna drive to go get gas, and then after I get gas, I'm gonna drive to Newport, Rhode Island, to DoorDash until probably about 4 o'clock in the morning, depending on how busy it is. If it's not very busy, then I probably won't stay out that late because I'm kind of tired and I don't really want to. However, I need money, so because I got bills, so I kind of should. And also I want to keep my completion rate up, so that way I have platinum status, so that way I can dash whenever I want and I don't have to schedule ahead of time. I've been still scheduling myself blocks anyway, even though I'm platinum status now, but I like to still schedule the blocks, because if I don't schedule the blocks, in my mind I'm like, oh, I don't have to be anywhere. So and then I'm less motivated. So like if I have you're scheduled to drive at this time, like I'm more likely to go and drive at that time, or at least sometime around that time. So if I want to be friends, yeah, sure, we can be friends. Well, depending on what you entail as friends. I mean, on here, sure. I mean, if you have other social medias, you can follow me on there too. However, if you are looking for like a meetup or something, I'm sorry, I'm not going to meet up with an 8-year-old, mainly for your safety and mine. And I hope you understand that. I'm sure your parents wouldn't want you meeting up with some random stranger from the internet either. But, you know. But yeah, oh, about school. Yeah, so I ended up, apparently my completion rate's low or something, and so I have to file an academic appeal. So at the beginning of the semester, I was told that I have a, what do you call it? I was told I had an advising hold. So I was like, okay. So I was told I had to contact advising. So I emailed my name's Jessikah. When I had I had first contacted the business office thinking that it was like a monetary hold, and the business office told me that I needed to talk to my advisor. And so, like the procrastinator that I am, I waited until about 2 weeks before the second, short term, like about 2 weeks before the second short term started, to email my advisor, which I should have emailed them sooner, but I didn't, because I procrastinate, and also because I was kind of scared about what they'd say. But they never emailed me back, and due to the program that I'm in, I am only allowed to talk to 3 different people for advising. I can't actually just go to the advising office and talk to anybody. They'll tell me no. Yeah, maybe. Good luck at your softball game. Yeah, that'd be really cool, Zachy. But yeah, so for my program, I can only talk to 3 different people, and 2 of them are actually like in the program, like at the program, whereas one of them is like the head of advising for my school. So I contacted my specific advisor, the one who I am assigned to, and bye, have a good night. And he never responded to my email after. He still hasn't till today. At least, well, yeah, when I checked it earlier today, I think, or was it last night? I don't remember. Anyway, as of at least yesterday, he hasn't responded to my email still. And so I physically went down to the campus that my program is at, and ended up talking to the director of the program, because we have a new director, because the old director left, and for a while there was no director, and then we got a new director. Anyway, so talked to the new director, and he ended up talking to the other person that I could apparently talk to, for advising. And so then she ended up, she said that she was going to remove my hold, and that and she signed me up for the 2 classes I was asking for, which was great. But then she was saying that she couldn't find me, like find a hold on my account, so but she would look more into it. I was like, okay. So then that was on a Friday. That was like the last day of ad drop. And then, because nobody had responded to me for days. Yeah, we're kind of doing a story time, sorry. How are you? It's more me venting about my school, I guess. So then she had, so she had signed me up for the classes that I wanted to take. And then I ended up, over the weekend, like busting my butt trying to get everything done, because again, I was like a week and a half to 2 weeks behind, like, type thing. Right now it is 9:32 p.m. I'm pretty good, just stressed out about school, but other than that, good. But yeah, so she ended up signing me up for the classes. Over the weekend, I had to, like, because I signed up for English 101 because my English 101 didn't transfer when I transferred schools, because I got a D in it the first time I took it. And then I got a D because I slacked off on, like, my midterm paper, and I got a really bad grade. Actually, no, I didn't slack off. I got into a car accident the day that my midterm paper was due, and so it ended up being, like, turned in late because of the fact that the car was totaled after, and I didn't have transportation to go to my in-person class that was, like, in another city for, like, a week or 2. So because I had missed school, like, because I didn't turn it in on time, she, like, knocked off letter grades, and it was a big portion of our actual final grade. So that's why I ended up getting a D in English on my, like, the first time I took English 101. My English 102 transferred no problem. I got a pretty good grade in that. So, but I still need to take English 101 again. And then I also signed up for statistics, because apparently the math class that I took to get my degree at my old school doesn't count towards this program. So, whatever. Which is fine. So I had to write a paper, do, like, a couple discussion boards, and, like, a few other things, like, I don't know, normal English stuff. And then I had to, for math, I had, like, 3 chapters worth of homework to do, and then, like, a bunch of tests. And so I had done everything except for 2 homework assignments and a test, but I still, when I finished, I still had, I think I stopped at, like, around 6 a.m. or 7 a.m., like, because I had been doing it all night, and then I had till midnight the next night to finish my work. The next morning, well, next afternoon, I woke up and I went to log in to continue working on this math crap, and it tells me that I'm no longer enrolled in the class. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? So then I checked my school email, and it was like, oh, you've been unenrolled because you have an overdue payment. And I'm like, how do I have an overdue payment? My financial aid and my student loans should cover it. Like, 2 classes, come on. And so I ended up, like, looking, and I had no financial aid there, or my student loan wasn't there either, and I'm like, why? So then I contacted the business office, and the business office was like, well, you'll have to talk to financial aid. Well, no, they were like, they looked at my stuff, and they were like, well, there's no financial aid there. And I'm like, well, why is there no financial aid there? They're like, I don't know, you have to talk to the financial aid office. So then I had to call the financial aid office, and then I talked to the financial aid office, and they're like, oh, I don't know, at first. And then finally they were like, oh, well, you have to file an academic appeal, because I assume it's the completion rate. I don't know, she called it something different, but because I didn't complete all of my classes or some crap, I don't know. So I have to file an academic appeal, and she was like, if it's approved, you should be able to sign up for classes. And I'm like, yeah, but it's past ad drop. So today, I was going to get up this morning and go down there, but I'm like, do I really want to drive an hour and a half to 2 hours to get there, to fill out this stupid paper, just to find out that I can't do it anyway? Because I highly doubted that they were going to actually be able to go through the appeal and decide whether I was approved or not within like the next couple of hours, so that way I could sign up for the stupid classes again. And then at that point, like, I'd be even more behind, and I was just aggravated and overwhelmed, so I was like, the hell with it, like, I'm not gonna deal with it today. And then today I noticed I had an email, actually my personal email, that said from the financial aid office lady, and she said that if I get the paper done as soon as possible, that it might be able to be approved today, and then you'd be able to sign up as long as you have permission from the professors or from the dean. And I'm like, this is a lot of hoops to jump through just to take 2 damn classes, and it's, in my opinion, freaking ridiculous. Because, like, I don't know, I've never heard of any college students having to, like, talk to this person, talk to that person, talk to that person, go here, jump here, over here. And the other very inconvenient part is, again, my school is like an hour to an hour and a half drive away, like the main campus is, and that's where everybody is, like financial aid and business office and everything. So it's just really aggravating. And so I don't know, I messaged a friend of mine earlier today, and I was venting, and he was just like, well, you should at least try, because you need the classes, and also you kind of need the reimbursement money from your student loan. And I'm like, yeah, I know. So I highly doubt I'm going to be able to take those 2 classes this semester, but at least if I fill out the appeal now, I might be able to take them in the summer, which I really don't want to do, because I plan to spend the summer, hopefully the majority of it, down the Cape like I did last summer. And if I do that, I'm going to have spotty internet, which sucks. Which, if I'm taking online classes, I'm going to need steady internet. So yeah, I'm not looking forward to that if I'm going to have to take them over the summer. Although I was also contemplating taking summer classes too, because I still need, was it BST 110 or some shit, and then I also need, I want to say physics, and I think I'm done with my gen eds. It's all just program stuff. But again, in a perfect world, I would like to find a 4-year program for my major instead of this associate's degree program, because I already have an associate's degree, and the only reason why I'm there is for that program. But the schedule of the classes are like in modules, and it's like very strict on like when you have to be at school and when you don't have to be. Like, it's not like, I don't know, at least in my old school, it's like, okay, this is your major, these are your classes that are required, and then you, some of them you have to take in a specific order, but like, if you only want to take 1 or 2 classes a semester, or 3 classes in a semester, it's not that big of a deal. But like, you don't have to take like 15 credits. Like, you can take whatever's doable for you. Whereas in my school, it's like your module is, it's like 1 class, but it's 6 credits, and it's actually like 8 classes in one, because the first half of the semester you have 4 different classes Monday through Thursday, and then the second half of the semester you have 4 different classes Monday through Thursday. And it's just like, and your classes are 5 hours long, so it's like, it's a big chunk of your day. So if you work a regular job, or if you work, you have to like either work in the morning or you have to work night, because they have morning classes or night classes. And it's like, your morning classes are 7 to 12, or your night classes are 5 to 10, Monday through Thursday. And then in the summer, because you're required to take summer classes, your summer classes are Monday through Friday, either 7 to 1 p.m., 7 a.m. to 1 p.m., or 5 p.m. till 11 p.m. And it's just like, again, like, it's not crazy, but I don't know. It's just, sometimes hard. So, yeah, I would, in a perfect world, like to find a bachelor's program for it. But the only school that I'm aware of that's, I know for a fact, does the program and offers like you able to be able to get your A&P after is Embry-Riddle. But Embry-Riddle is a very expensive school. Not sure how hard it is to get in. I have no idea, but it's expensive. I know that much. And I think it's only the Florida campus that does aviation maintenance. I'm not really sure. Either that or maybe the Arizona campus does. If the Arizona campus does, I'd probably go to that one instead of Daytona, but I don't know. And it's just, the other night when I was really, really angry, I went through like the FAA website trying to find schools, but the thing is, like, trying to tell the difference between which ones are community colleges, like which ones are 2-year schools, which ones are 4-year schools, and which ones are just certificate programs. And that's where I'm struggling, because to try to find which ones are which is because it doesn't specify when you're looking at the FAA website. You have to look at the school, then you have to like search that school to find out what type of program it is, and it's just like it's like, why can't it just be easy? I don't know. I would rather be working towards a bachelor's degree than a second associate's degree, which a lot of people in like different forums and in Reddit and stuff, they're like, oh, you don't need a degree to be an A&P. And I'm like, yeah, I get that, because once you have your certificate, you can go to work. But if you have your bachelor's degree, you're more likely to be able to work your way up into management. I mean, obviously, if you have your bachelor's degree in like maintenance, aviation maintenance, it's different than like having your bachelor's degree in like aviation management. So like, I mean, but depending on the school, you might be able to like double major or like have a minor in management or something. I don't know, like, but I don't know. It's just annoying. Stressed out. Part of me just wants to be like, fuck it. I'll just DoorDash for the rest of my life. No, I would never. Well, I mean, maybe as like a side gig, but I don't want it to be like my main thing for the rest of my life, because yeah, you definitely don't make enough money doing this shit. Definitely not. I mean, depending on the day. I mean, also like over the summer when I was down the Cape a lot, or like if you're in really touristy areas, sometimes you make more money. I don't know. I was thinking about applying to like some of the national parks this summer, but from what I understand, due to like cutbacks and stuff, they're not going to be hiring as much seasonal help, or if any seasonal help. So I don't know. Plus also at this point it might be too late to apply. I don't know, maybe not. I was also thinking about lifeguarding this summer. If I can find a company to recertify me, because my certification expired like in 2019. No. Yeah, of course I'll remember your name. But I am actually going to, oh wait, hold on, it's not set up yet. Almost there. But yeah, I would love to go back out west. I want to go back out west so bad. I'd be out there tomorrow if I could be. What am I doing? I am trying to, sorry, right now I'm picking the crusties off my nose ring. I was trying to figure out how to fix the website. But now that it's fixed, I can actually get off this live stream and go into live stream on the other phone finally. I probably would have done it much faster if I didn't keep getting distracted. But I also wanted to interact with people because when I'm door dashing, I'm not able to interact with people as much because I can't read. Look, why aren't you getting in there? Because I can't read. No. Like, why do you keep asking me that? Fuck. I can't read comments while I'm driving as much. Except for when I stop. Alright, so I'm gonna end this live stream because I'm gonna live stream on the other phone. Okay? But yeah. I will talk to y'all in a little bit.